Good evening, good evening. What's going on, pro wrestling fans from around the world of all shapes and sizes? Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube and the Facebook. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Saturday, December 16th of 2023. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far as it gets closer and closer to Christmas. Hope all are doing well. So I wanted to get on here for a little while and talk about a couple of things. Quite a lot has been going on. So I wanted to talk about a recently big announcement that was released that has to do with a newly formed pro wrestling industry group that I must say has a lot of big promotion names on there. So we're going to talk about that. I also wanted to go ahead and preview two big Stardom shows coming up, with one actually being on Christmas Day. So I'm going to preview Stardom New Blood 12. That's right, we're already at number 12. And then the last big pay-per-view of the year for Stardom, Stardom Dream Queendom. I'm going to preview both cards and give my predictions. And then I'm going to end this stream with my review of ROH Final Battle 2023. I got around to watching it in its entirety earlier today, and I must say, what a way for ROH to really close out the year with a big pay-per-view like that, which was on Honor Club. So I must say, Honor Club subscribers really got blessed with this pay-per-view in epic proportion. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I have to say, I was really shocked at the most recent announcement about a certain pro wrestling group. So let me pull this up. Let me pull this up so y'all see what I'm talking about, because like I said, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. Check this out. I'm gonna just show this graphic. Feast your eyes on that. Now, how do y'all feel about the idea of each one of these promotions that you see right here, right now? Each one of these that you see were to do a big collab event. That's right. Let's go through them. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan Pro Wrestling, DDT Pro Wrestling, World Wonder Ring Stardom, Gambare Pro Wrestling, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, and Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling. Feast your eyes on all of that goodness. Austin Jug, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. What's new? But yes, all 9 of these promotions that you see will be joining an industry group called United Japan Pro Wrestling. And have the details right here. It's posted from New Japan Pro Wrestling's site. Check this out. So, let me just read some of this. It says here, and this announcement was apparently made as of yesterday, December 15th. New Japan Pro Wrestling today announces that it is one of 9 organizations that will constitute United Japan Pro Wrestling, a new industry group representing professional wrestling in Japan. Without an industry-wide group of for professional wrestling in Japan, the unprecedented crisis of the COVID-19 pandemic made it all the more clear that there was a need to consolidate and express accurate information and best operating practices between promotions, as well as to communicate effectively with national and municipal governments in a bid to better anticipate and adapt to societal changes in the future. 9 Japanese promotions at the forefront of pro wrestling in the country will be part of a collective industry group, which henceforth, that group is named United Japan Pro Wrestling. Austin says, I'm doing great. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Its mission statement: to further the presence of pro wrestling and its cultural merit in Japanese society at large, allow professional wrestling to contribute further to cultural and sporting sectors, and work toward continued health and prosperity of the industry. And even look at some of the activities: governmental communication and requests, strengthening connections to other industries and sectors, sharing resources and practices, including those related to wrestler health and safety, such as the provision of financial support for wrestlers while injured, and to offer compliance training. Group members will also consolidate event data for historical archive purposes. You know, as I'm reading this, the more I'm getting the sense of this just not being a collaboration like just for event's sake, but more so of a coming together. You know what I mean? Like just banding together, doing some of the same multiple practices. And look at where it says here at monetization. Take a look at this. It says any proceeds from the monetized use of iconography shall be split among the group members. Joint events and festivals will be held. See that right there? Joint events and festivals will be held. And like I said, going over the group members once more, from the logo that I showed you, like same from here: New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT Pro Wrestling, Gambare Pro Wrestling, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate, Stardom, and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Not only that, it says right here, further group members will be considered in the future. So they could add more. They could add more. Y'all, this is a big deal. This is a pretty big deal. Like, it kind of makes me think, and I know a lot of folks were talking about, the idea that WWE was thinking about doing like an NXT Japan. Well, honestly, I think with this right here, I think we might have to kiss the idea of NXT Japan goodbye, because this is mega. This is huge. So I just have to say, I'm very curious to see what all this will entail, because it sounds like it's not just gonna be like collaboration events. I think this is perhaps a big partnership, or just everybody feeding off each other. And the thing that's interesting is, you look at something like Stardom and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, who have never really done joint events before. And that could change in the immediate future, y'all. That could change. With this being formed, maybe we will actually see a Stardom Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling joint event at some point. Might not be now, might not be anytime soon, but it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. But this is a big win for pro wrestling. This is huge, especially in Japan. This is big. The core tenets here says unity and integrity. The group will be the representative spokesgroup for all of professional wrestling in Japan. Representation. The group will be the public-facing symbol for the collective whole of professional wrestling in Japan. Continuity. The group will have a continuous presence and activity in the future. As a result, the existence of the group will be made known worldwide, and its members will be actively engaged in actions of merit. Wow. Wow. I have to say, this is pretty big, y'all. This is pretty big. I'm actually very curious to see where this goes. Now, I notice you don't really see any of like the smaller promotions on here. Like you don't really see any like Gato Move or Ice Ribbon or Marvelous or Seedling or Diana. And I mean, it is what it is. But these are pretty much 9 well-known big name promotions in Japan when you really think about it. Very well known. So that's a pretty big start. For them forming this is a pretty big start with these 9 promotions. It's a big deal. That is a big deal. So I'm very curious to see where this goes. What kind of things that we can expect from this group forming, this United Japan Pro Wrestling group. This is kind of a big deal. Jeffrey, welcome to the stream. Says, hey, my friend watching this app game underwater. App game underwater. Interesting. But yeah, so I definitely had to share this news because this is huge. This is really huge. And I just look forward to see what happens. Not only that, they have also announced that they will hold an event at the Nippon Budokan under the banner of United Japan Pro Wrestling on May 6, 2024. That's right, May 6th of next year, they're going to hold a big event at the Nippon Budokan. Whoo, man. And if that's the case, I can't even imagine what kind of card we would get with these 9 promotions collaborating. Whoo-wee. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing what more news and information will come up between now and May 6th. But that's quite a lot to look forward to, y'all. That's a lot to look forward to. It's exciting. I'm very excited. But yeah, I definitely had to share that because that's a big deal. It's a very, very huge deal. But, and I'm sure, we're going to get more information along the way as it gets closer to May 6th. But, start your speculation, start your predictions, let them fly. That's all I can say. But this is exciting. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to this. And tribalism can suck it. Anyway, let's move on to some previews. So, World Wonder Ring Stardom got 2 big events left for the year. We got one more Stardom New Blood show, and we have the big pay-per-view at the end of the year, Stardom Dream Queendom. So let's go ahead and let me get those graphics ready, and we're gonna preview those 2 shows. So 1 second, let me get my graphics ready. All right, we're gonna start off with Stardom New Blood 12. So they've had 13 New Blood shows, of course. This is number 12, and remember, they had a Stardom New Blood West. So technically, that's 13 total. And actually, I guess you could count Stardom New Blood Premium, so 14. Technically 14 total New Blood shows. But New Blood number 12 will be held on Christmas Day, December 25th, at the Shinagawa Intercity Hall in Tokyo, Japan. So let's go ahead. Let's go over the card for this show, and I'll give my predictions. Let's do it. All right, first up, we have a tag team match. We have the team of the High Speed Champion Mei Seira and Queen's Quest Hina taking on the team of Oedo Tai's current Future of Stardom champion Rina and Ruaka. To be honest, I could see this one kind of going either way. Both teams have a champion on their respective teams, but I could see either team winning, to be honest with you. This one's a really tough one to pick. I am going to say man, this is a really tough one. What the heck? I'm going to say Rina and Ruaka. I'm going to say Oedo Tai picks up the victory. I think Rina will pin her sister, Hina. Yeah, I think she'll pin her twin sister. But I could see either team winning, to be honest with you. So, but I'm going to say Oedo Tai picks up the victory. But it should be really good. Should be a really good match. All right, let's go with this next match. Another tag team match. Incoming. All right, we have the team of Women's Pro Wrestling Diana's Haruka Umesaki and Queen's Quest's Miyu Amasaki taking on the team of rookies Yuzuki and HANAKO. Now, I must say, I have definitely been enjoying what I've been seeing from Yuzuki since she debuted. You know, she hasn't won a match yet, but I really like her style. I like her overall look. And I like what she's been bringing to the ring so far in Stardom. And HANAKO, you know, for being one of the big superstars, you know, the big tall superstars in Stardom, has definitely been making quite a splash since she debuted in Stardom. But I think this is an easy one, personally. I'm going to go with the team of Haruka and Miyu to pick up the victory. I just think that team's a little more stronger. But I'm very curious to see how Yuzuki does in this match, because I've been keeping my eyes on her ever since she debuted, and I've really liked what I've seen from her. And I think she's going to continue to improve, and I think she'll make a name for herself in Stardom. You know, same thing with HANAKO. You know, HANAKO has already had a shot at the Future of Stardom Championship and came close. Came very close. So, they can only go up from here. That's all I can really say. But I'm going to say the team of Haruka Umesaki and Miyu Amasaki pick up the victory in this match. Alrighty. We got some new rookie debuts for Stardom New Blood 12 as well. And here is one of them. We got ourselves a singles match, and I have to say, this newest rookie is really going to have her work cut out for her. As the new rookie, Rana Yagami will take on the leader of God's Eye, Syuri. Whew. All I can say is, don't hurt her too badly, Syuri. That's all I can say. But I am curious to see what kind of style that Rana brings to the ring. And yeah, we'll see what she does against Syuri. But we all know that Syuri is going to pick up the victory. But yeah, I'm always pretty stoked for new debuts in Stardom. So, and this one's no different. So, looking forward to seeing what Rana Yagami, pretty interesting name, but I'm looking forward to see what she can do. But picking Syuri for the victory. All right, we have another rookie debut as well. So take a gander at this one. So for this singles match, we have Sayaka Kurara taking on the Golden Phoenix, Saya Kamitani. Of course, she's one half of Aphrodite, which is one half of the current Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions. I pretty much felt the same way about this one as well as the previous one. You know, I'm curious to see what type of style Sayaka brings to the ring. But, you know, she's coming off a pretty fresh return of Saya Kamitani, you know, which her and Utami just won the tag belts. So she's on a roll right now. We'll see how she does against the Golden Phoenix, but I'm picking Saya Kamitani to pick up the victory in this match. But very stoked for these rookie debuts. Okay, and then what I assume will be the main event of Stardom New Blood 12. We got a title match. That's right. Check it out. In the words of Mayu Iwatani, check it out. We have the New Blood Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champs, Gori of Stars, which is Saya Iida, and the young lioness, Hanan, taking on the Reiwa Tokyo Towers, made up of God's Eye's Sohrei and Queen's Quest's Lady C. Now, of course, the Reiwa Tokyo Towers, they teamed up in the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League, and although they were not successful in winning the tournament, they have continued their team even up to this point, despite being from different factions. But hey, they get a New Blood tag title shot. If I remember correctly, I believe this is Gori's second or third title defense. I think second. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But this should be really interesting. Should be a very interesting match. Definitely quite a clash of teams here. But got to give the advantage to Gori. I mean, they've had great chemistry. They've teamed up numerous times. And, you know, they're both in the same faction. So, of course, they're going to have the big advantage in this. Now, I know the Reiwa Tokyo Towers, they have the size advantage. You know, some may argue the power advantage. But I really don't see them winning this match. I'm picking Gori to win and retain the New Blood tag team titles. But, hey, not a bad main event. You know, I like all four of these ladies, so not a bad main event at all. So, definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully this show will be on Stardom's YouTube channel for free like a lot of the other ones have been. So, I'm hoping the same for this one. But that is your card for New Blood 12. Like I said, not a lot of matches. They might add some more along the way, but typically the New Blood matches are, you know, kind of low-key. But a main focus on the young, up-and-coming talent. So, I like the format. Overall, I like the format. Okay, continuing on the Stardom kick. Let's go into their last big show of the year. And that is Stardom Dream Queendom. That's right, Stardom Dream Queendom, which will be on December 29th at the Ryogoku Sumo Hall in Tokyo, Japan. And we got quite a lineup. 7 matches. A couple of title matches as well. But quite an interesting card. Let me get a quick sip of water, and then we will get started. All right. Okay, let's get started with this first match. Alrighty. We got ourselves a fatal 4-way tag team match. That's right, 4 tag teams going at it. We got the team of Queen's Quest of Lady C and Hina versus Donna Del Mondo's 2/3 of the Bari Bari Bombers and Thekla and Mai Sakurai versus Cosmic Angels, Yuna Mizumori, and a returning Saki. Haven't seen Saki in a Stardom show for a while, so it's good to see her back. And God's Eyes, Ami Sohrei, and the returning Saki Kashima. That's right, she's returning from injury. So, got 2 returns here. Saki and Saki Kashima. So, yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be either Donna Del Mondo or God's Eye that wins this match, personally. But I think it would be kind of nice for Saki Kashima to pick up a victory for her team in her return from injury. So you know what? I'm going to say God's Eye picks up the victory. Ami Sohrei and Saki Kashima. Yeah, I'm gonna pick them. But this ought to be quite a chaotic match. Jeffrey says, OMG, tonight's UFC fights are epic. My broke self don't have cable. Well, wait, don't you have, isn't it a pay-per-view though? Don't you have to order the pay-per-view? It's not on regular cable, right? But then again, I haven't seen a UFC pay-per-view in a long time, to be honest with you. It's been a hot minute. Okay. All right, next match. Check this one out. We got ourselves a trios match. Some good old trios. So, team number 1, we got 7-Up's Nanae Takahashi and Yu teaming up with Queen's Quest Azumi, taking on the interestingly formed team of God's Eyes leader Syuri, high-speed champion Seira, and the leader of Club Venus, Mina Shirakawa. This is quite an interesting match here. Just, the teams seem quite random. Hey, Damien, welcome to the stream. Damien says, AEW and Tony Khan is in scrutiny. Losing Rhodes and Punk really messed them up and put them in the mud with all the wrestlers leaving AEW for WWE. And now with WB deal happening with WWE and now Sasha. We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, nothing is set in stone, and we'll have to wait and see. That's all I can really say on that. Nothing's set in stone yet. I mean, nothing's been finalized. No deal has been finalized. So, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see how things go. But, I mean, there's more networks out there than just WB. Than just WBD. So, I mean, it might take some time, but I don't think AEW is going anywhere. Or I don't think it's going to go under or anything like that. I really doubt that. But nothing's been made official. So we will see. We will see. Now, as far as this trios match, I will be pulling for Syuri, Seira, and Mina Shirakawa. But probably something weird is going to happen, and this is probably going to go to a time limit draw or some crazy crap like that. But I'll be rooting for Syuri, Seira, and Mina Shirakawa. Just because I'm not too big on the pairing of the other team. Aside from Azumi and Yu, of course. But I don't know, this just seems like a random trios match. Just a random pairing of 6 ladies. It's weird, but whatever. Moving on. Alright, let's take a look at this next match. Alrighty, we got a crazy 8-women tag team match. A stable/faction showdown between Stars and Oedo Tai. We have Stars, made up of course, Wing Gori, the New Blood Tag Team Champions, Hanan and Iida. We got Hazuki. And we have also, returning from injury, the leader of Stars, the current IWGP Women's Champion, the icon of Stardom, Miyu Iwatani. And they will be facing off against Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid, Ruaka, the current future Stardom Champion, Rina, and Fukigen Death. And, you know, it's just good to see, you know, these ladies return from injury. It's always good to see folks returning from injury, and Miyu Iwatani is another one, just like Saki Kashima. But I gotta give this one to Stars. I think Stars, with who they have here, is just much stronger team. So I gotta go with Stars. And I mean, you gotta kind of give the win to Stars with the return of Miyu Iwatani, right? So I'm gonna go with Stars to pick up the victory. But you know, still a big fan of Starlight Kid. I still like Rina. Not really that big on Fukigen Death and Ruaka personally, but it is what it is. But I'm picking Stars to get the victory. Alrighty. Let's move on to Jeffrey says, just do a live chat on the Panthers tomorrow. Back in the day, I was a 2-time state champion in wrestling. This is... I don't understand that last part. Oh, you used to wrestle? State champion? What was that? In high school and college? Okay, let's get into... Oh yeah, let's get into the championship matches, shall we? So we have 4. We got 4 championship matches. Let's do this. We have the... Love you too, Jeffrey. We have the NJPW Strong Women's Championship on the line. As the champion, the leader of Donna del Mondo, who's also 1/3 of the current Artists of Stardom Trios champions, Julia, will be defending against Megasis Megan Bayne. Now, this is Megan Bayne's 3rd title shot since debuting for Stardom. Because remember, she's had a shot at the World of Stardom Championship against Tam. Wasn't able to beat Tam Nakano. She has challenged for the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles against Aphrodite. Because, you know, remember her and Micah as Divine Kingdom won the tag league, the Goddess of Stardom tag league, to earn that shot. So this now makes her 3rd title shot, now gunning for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. I think she'll put up a great fight, indeed. I've been enjoying her time in Stardom. But I don't see Julia losing just yet. Not quite yet. Honestly, I don't see her losing that title until next year, to be honest with you. So, I'm going to say that Julia picks up the victory. And this could end in a draw. This could always end in a time limit draw. You know, she would still retain the title that way. You know, as another way to keep Megan Bayne strong. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna say Julia wins this match. But I think it'll be a hard-hitting back-and-forth match. Because they do have to keep Megan Bayne strong. Jeffrey says, 2 girls wrestling show, I'm down. Wait, you never heard of Stardom? Is this your first time hearing about Stardom, Jeffrey? I assume this is your first time hearing about Stardom. But yes, I'm picking Julia to win. Okay, let's go on to our next match. How about the tag titles on the line? Here we go. We have the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles on the line. As the champions, the most recently crowned champions of Aphrodite of Queen's Quest, which are made up of Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamitani, and they will be defending the titles against Oedo Tai's XL, made up of Natsuko Tora, the leader, and the Dark Peach, or Black Peach, whichever one you want to call her, Momo Watanabe. Now, XL had a great showing in the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So they're definitely a very strong team going into this title match. But Aphrodite, since both returning from injury, have been on a roll. And they really haven't missed a beat. Not to mention, they're in their 2nd tag title reign. So, I think this will be a phenomenal match. Could possibly be match of the card, or at least in the running. Because, I mean, I'm always good. I'm always good when it comes to tag team wrestling, especially women's tag team wrestling. It's very enjoyable. Jeffrey says, OMG, sorry, it's a video game. I'm old, sorry. No, that's cool. That's cool. I had no idea what you were talking about, so I mean it's fine. It's all good. I'm picking Aphrodite to retain. I think it'll be a great match, but I think you got to keep Aphrodite on a roll for a while. So I'm picking Aphrodite to retain. But should be a great match. Looking forward to it. Tag team wrestling at its finest. Okay. Now let's get back into some singles titles. And we got a big rubber match incoming. We have the Wonder of Stardom Championship on the line. The big white belt. As the champion, Mirai defends against Seira. So Mirai of God's Eye, who has been on a roll since winning the white belt, defends against Cosmic Angel Seira. These two have met before multiple times. It's been back and forth. It's definitely been back and forth, and these ladies are only going to continue to bring that fire. And this won't be any different. Jeffrey says you're missing this app game. Bro, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Not to be mean, but yeah, I don't care about that. Anyway, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Seira is going to do the deed, defeat Mirai, and become the new Wonder of Stardom champion. Yep, I said it. Yep, I think she's going to dethrone Mirai. Mirai has had a pretty decent run, but I can definitely see Seira dethroning Mirai and becoming the new Wonder of Stardom champion. So, I'm going to go with that. I am going to go with that. Should be good. Should be really good. Like I said, these two have wrestled each other multiple times. They've traded victories and draws and all that sort of stuff. And I think this will culminate to be, I guess, closing the chapter on their rivalry, perhaps. But I think Seira gets crowned new Wonder Stardom champion. And then we have what I believe many may say is the most anticipated main event to close out this year for Joshi Wrestling. Yeah, and I would have to agree. This is a big one. This is a ginormous one. Here it is. Your main event of Stardom Dream Queendom. This is it, y'all. This is for the big one. The red belt. The World of Stardom Championship on the line, which was unfortunately vacated by recent champion Tam Nakano due to a knee injury. That's going to take some more time for her to recover. So she had to relinquish the title. And these two lovely ladies will challenge for the vacant World of Stardom Championship. We have the winner of this year's 5-star Grand Prix, Suzu Suzuki, taking on one half of the winners of the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League, Donna Del Mondo's Maika. Now, there's quite a good amount of history between these two ladies. They've teamed up before. They've been opponents. They've beaten the crap out of each other. Like I said, these two ladies met in the finals of this year's 5-Star Grand Prix. Suzu was able to pick up the victory. These two met again with their respective teams, Crazy Star, Divine Kingdom, in the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League Finals, which Maika, Megan Bayne, Divine Kingdom picked up the victory. So you can say these two are 1-1 in big finals tournament matches. And now they're going to have the big rubber match this December 29th for the top prize in World Wonder Ring Stardom, the World of Stardom Championship. Now, about Suzu Suzuki, I have to say, Suzu has been on a roll since coming to Stardom. She's won the 5-Star Grand Prix. She won the inaugural Triangle Derby and won the Artists of Stardom Trios Championships with prominence, which was Kurumi Hiragi, Risa Seira. And she's just been on a roll. Made it to the final. She was a finalist with Mei Seira in the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So, she's been on a roll. And Maika's been kind of on a redemption arc. Because, you know, Maika, the only singles title that Maika has had so far is the Future of Stardom Championship. She's been an Artist of Stardom Trios Champion. She's been a Goddess of Stardom Champion. Tag Team Champion. So, Maika has challenged for the red belt and white belt before on a couple of different occasions. She's also lost in the finals of big tournaments, such as 5-Star Grand Prix, such as Cinderella Tournament. So she hasn't really been able to win the big one. Damien says, I gotta see this pay-per-view. It looks very interesting. Yes, you must. Keenan Dion, hello. How are you, buddy? I'm doing good. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? What's good with you? Will this be the redemption that Maika achieves by winning this match and becoming World of Stardom champion? She hasn't been able to win the big one in a couple of attempts. I'll just say this. Somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. There's going to be some heartbreak. And to be honest with you, both of these ladies deserve to be World of Stardom champion. Oh yeah, both these ladies deserve to be World of Stardom champion. But, and I love both of these ladies equally. But I think, honestly, I gotta give this one to Maika. Maika's been long overdue for another singles title run. She's been long overdue. Long overdue. Not to mention, just earlier this year, Suzuki became an official member of the Stardom roster. So Suzu's not going anywhere anytime soon. So at least we have that. She's got plenty of time. Not to mention, she's what, 21 years old? So Suzu's young. She has a lot ahead of her. But I think realistically, I think you got to give this one to Maika. I think you got to give this one to Maika. she's been long overdue. She's been getting better and better, much stronger. I think she's long overdue. And I think they should make the right call and book her to win the World of Stardom Championship. I really do. I really do. Ricardo, welcome to the stream. Stopping by to say hello. Pro Wrestling Noah is going to have a fun show on January 2nd next year, especially with Marufuji versus Kota Ibushi on the card. Yes, I did hear about it. Should be really, really good. Got a lot to look forward to kick off the new year 2024. So, you speak facts. But yeah, so that's my prediction. I got to go with Micah. Got to go with Micah to become the new World of Stardom champion. I think she's long overdue for another singles run. So, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out. Okay. Now let me switch gears and finish off with ROH Final Battle. And also, before we go into that, a couple of quick things. Here, let me get another sip of water. But shout outs to a couple of folks that unfortunately suffered some injuries. One actually retiring. Shout out to Riko Kaiju, who unfortunately made the decision to retire, which I believe she suffered a neck injury, and I guess it turned out to be more severe than expected. Because her and Ayame Sasamura were the current Beyond the Sea Tag Team Champions, as Twin Berries. But yeah, unfortunately, Riko Kaiju announced her retirement. So that just goes to show y'all, you never know. You never know what may happen. So many folks want to talk about, oh, pro wrestling's fake, pro wrestling's fake. You can get seriously hurt just like any other sport. So that's the only thing that folks have to remember. But I wish her the best. Definitely wish her the best. And, hopefully that she can recover and that she can enjoy the rest of her life. I don't know if she'll ever decide to come back to wrestling, but main thing I'm concerned with is that she recovers, that she gets well. So shout out to Riko Kaiju. Sucks that it came to that, but totally understand. Shout out to Kenny Omega. Unfortunately, Kenny Omega is out indefinitely, which apparently he has diverticulitis. So Kenny Omega's he's kind of going through a lot when it comes to the last batch of injuries that he's dealt with. He's gone through quite a lot, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if maybe Kenny Omega, I don't know how much time he has left in his wrestling career, but it's got to be rough. It's got to be really rough. That's all I can say. But I wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he can bounce back and continue his career if he chooses to do so. And then lastly, fortunately, Charlotte Flair suffered a pretty bad knee injury, which she will be out 9 months. Word is she'll be out for 9 months. So really sucks that happened to her. it seemed like it wasn't too long ago that she had returned. So, yeah, another setback for the queen. But, speedy recovery for her, and hope the surgery and everything will be success, and that she'll be able to continue her career. Okay. With that out of the way, let's talk ROH Final Battle 2023. And like I said, this was just yesterday, December 15th. This was at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas. Last pay-per-view of the year for ROH, and it was available on Honor Club for all Honor Club subscribers. So that's a big plus. 14 matches. 14 total matches if you include the 0-hour matches as well. But quite a loaded card, and 5 titles. 5 titles on the line. And I have to say, it was quite an excellent show. So, on that note, let's get started with going over the card. Now, just a heads up, I don't have graphics for every match, but for most of them. So, just a FYI. So, first off, this first match, which I don't have a graphic for, this was singles match. The ladies starting off the show, the 0-hour. We had Taya Valkyrie versus Jasmine Allure. Of course, Taya Valkyrie was accompanied by her husband, Johnny TV, a.k.a. John Morrison, Johnny Impact, whichever you want to call him. It's her husband. Now, to be honest, decent match, but kind of one-sided, mainly for Taya Valkyrie. It definitely felt one-sided, but not too surprised, to be honest with you. But yeah, Taya Valkyrie was able to pick up the victory. She kind of hit Jasmine Allure with kind of like an STF with like a stomp at the end, kind of stomped her into the mat. But not the finish that I was expecting, to be honest with you. I was thinking she was going to hit the road to Valhalla, but that didn't happen. But yeah, pretty one-sided match, but Taya picks up the victory. But yeah, not surprised. Alright, the next match, which I do have the graphics for this match, had actually a pretty nice tag team match. Check this one out. Alright, we had the Von Erichs versus the Outrunners. So we had the Von Erichs made up of Marshall and Ross Von Erich, and the Outrunners made up of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. Solid tag team match. Definitely was back and forth. Of course, the crowd was very much on the side of the Von Erichs. And, this was definitely quite the clash. We've seen the Outrunners quite a lot on ROH, so this was no surprise. But, overall, this was a good, fun tag team match. Both teams went back and forth. This was really solid. But the Von Erichs ended up standing tall to finish out this match as they both locked in iron claws on their opponents and both ended up tapping out. So double submission victory for the Von Erichs. So big win there. And of course their father, Kevin Von Erich, came out to celebrate. And yeah. So overall, great tag team match. Thought it was really cool. But yeah, the Von Erichs, which I believe that was their ROH debut. So very cool to see. I've seen these two compete before back in the one MLW show that I went to in Charlotte last year. Yeah, last year. It was a good long while ago. But yeah, this wasn't my first time seeing the Von Erichs in action. Good match. Good match. Okay. Let's move on to this next match. And this was a very, very fun match. Very fun match. Okay, we had the survival of the fittest final qualifier match. The winner of this match would go on to the survival of the fittest elimination match to challenge for the ROH World Television Championship. Your competitors, we had the bounty hunter Brian Keith taking on Jack Cartwheel. Now, I've seen both of these guys in action live before, and I've met Brian Keith. He's wrestled for DPW a couple of times. He's actually the current DPW National Champion. So, he's made quite an impact in a lot of the wrestling promotions he's competed for. And he is on his way to DDT in January to compete in a couple of matches. So, the bounty hunter has definitely been making a statement everywhere he goes. This match was a lot of fun. Definitely back and forth. Both had momentum, strong offense, especially Jack Cartwheel with his high-flying, flippy agility. But the bounty hunter punched in, punched out, collected his bounty, and was able to defeat Jack Cartwheel, putting him away with a Tiger Driver to punch his ticket into the survival of the fittest elimination match. So congratulations to Brian Keith, and he punched his ticket for that match later on in the show. But great showing from Jack Cartwheel as well. Dude is a beast. And then, I don't have a graphic for this next match, but the final match of the 0 hour card of Final Battle came down to a singles match between All Heart, Blake Christian, and Red Death, Daniel Garcia. Both these guys had a great match, definitely back and forth. A great clash of styles as well, you know, high flying versus technical. Definitely liked this matchup. This was a really good matchup. And of course, Blake Christian has wrestled a handful of times on ROH, so this was no surprise. But strong showing from both competitors. But when it was all said and done, Daniel Garcia was able to lock Blake Christian with a Dragon Tamer to make him tap out and pick up the submission victory. But great back and forth between both of these competitors. It really could have gone either way. But Daniel Garcia got the last laugh with the submission victory. But I have to say, the 0 hour, the pre-show, really, really great pre-show. I was very pleased. Very pleased. Like I said, I know the match with Taya Valkyrie and Jasmine Allure was one-sided. But overall, the pre-show was really good. Was really good. Okay. Now let's go into the main card. And we started off the main card with a championship match. Not an ROH championship, but still a very well-known championship. Check it out. To open up the main card, we had the AAA Mega Championship on the line. As the champion, El Hijo del Vikingo takes on Black Taurus. Now, I have to say, another clash of styles, and definitely quite a clinic put on between both of these superstars. Power versus high-flying, speedy agility at its finest. And, you know, Vikingo has been an awesome champion up to this point. Now, we got a good taste of power and high-flying in this match. You know, there was a little bit of a few botchy moments from Vikingo, you know, working the ropes. But, I mean, he's a high flyer. Sometimes it happens. But aside from that, this was a very enjoyable match. Definitely back and forth. quite the clash of styles. But Vikingo continues to show why he's one of the best high flyers in the world, as he was able to pick up the victory, hitting Black Taurus with a 630 senton, which, not to mention, this dude hit 2 of these. And honestly, it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Just the high flying ability of Vikingo is insane. That he can just hit 630s all over the place. I remember the one time I saw him hit a 630, springboard 630. He has that in his arsenal. And I saw him do that once through a table. I'm just like, wow. But he hits a 630 senton off the top turnbuckle onto Black Taurus, pins him for the 1-2-3. Vikingo, still your AAA Mega Champion. But great match. Great match to kick off the main card of Final Battle. All right. Next up. Oh, this was also pretty enjoyable. Very action-packed. Check this one out. We had the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, the Mogul Embassy, made up of Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, taking on TMDK, made up of Shane Haste, Bad Dude Tito, and the ROH debuting of Kosei Fujita. I have to say, it was kind of interesting that it wasn't Bad Dude Tito, Shane Haste, and Mikey Nichols. I would have thought Mikey Nichols would have been in this match, since technically Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols pinned Gates of Agony in Japan at the World Tag League. So this was, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of weird that it Kosei Fujita instead of Mikey Nichols. But still, it was still a great match. It was still an awesome match, and hey, Kosei Fujita's ROH debut. I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. So, great showing there from both teams. Very action-packed. It kind of went the distance as well. For a 6-man tag title match, this went the distance. I felt like it went the distance. But when it was all said and done, unfortunately, and also shout out to Big Dude Tito. That dude has some sick high-flying ability for his size. But Kosei Fujita ate the pin. Well, first he ate a pendulum powerbomb, triple team. And then he ate the pin. Brian Cage pinned him for the win. And Mogul Embassy, still your ROH 6-man tag team champions. So, no trio has been able to stop them just yet. So, their reign continues. But a solid match. A very solid match. Okay, the next match we had was a pretty brutal match, and I tell you, it was quite entertaining. Next up, we had the I Quit match, where we had the premier athlete Tony Nese versus All Ego Ethan Page. Now, Smart Mark Sterling was in the corner of Tony Nese, but he had to be handcuffed to the post, which World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, came out to make sure that would happen. So he got handcuffed, and then they had their match. Went back and forth. Neither competitor would quit. And you got to see all sorts of weapons and stuff used, you know, from chairs, from chains, the handcuffs, all sorts of stuff used in this match. And it even got to the point where Tony Nese had the upper hand on Ethan Page, was able to get Smart Mark free from the handcuffs. They joined in on a beatdown on Ethan Page. And then we got a returning Scorpio Sky. Remember, this was Ethan Page's tag partner for a long time. Scorpio Sky returns, takes out Smart Mark Sterling, to re-even the odds. And that eventually would work out in Ethan Page's favor. And Smart Mark Sterling, he took quite a beating, and he even ate an Ego's edge. So, took quite a beating. We even saw one of those dumbbell weights, or one of those flat weights, used in this match. I don't know if it was like a 45-pounder, 60-pounder. I don't know how much weight that was. But all sorts of stuff was used in this match. But when it was all said and done, Ethan Page was able to get the last laugh and was able to submit and choke out Tony Nese with a chokehold with the handcuffs. Use the handcuffs to make Tony Nese yell, "I quit." And therefore, Ethan Page picked up the victory in this I Quit match. And then it was good to see Scorpio Sky come back out and join Ethan Page. And yeah, it was just great to see Scorpio Sky back. So hopefully we see more of him in ROH and AEW as well. So, good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay. Next match. Here we go. All right, back to the ladies. We had a singles match. We had the Native Beast, Nyla Rose, taking on Player 1, Vert Vixen. This match was kind of a bummer because it didn't last long, and it almost kind of felt like Vert Vixen got squashed. It felt like that just a little bit. Just a little bit. Which I've met Vert Vixen through DPW. Really nice woman. Really cool to talk to. Very friendly. But honestly, I felt like this was a squash. A little bit of a squash. Nyla Rose was in control throughout most of the match and was able to eventually put away Vert Vixen with a beast bomb for the 1-2-3. But like I said, it kind of felt like a squash. But it is what it is. But got to keep the Native Beast strong. So I get it. I definitely get it. All right. Let's keep it going with this next match. This was a big one. Check it out. We had the survival of the fittest elimination match for the vacant ROH World Television Championship. Your competitors came down to Dalton Castle, Tiger Style Lee Moriarty, Big Shotty Lee Johnson, Kyle Fletcher, and Commander, and let's not forget the newly added competitor who won the qualifier in the pre-show, the bounty hunter Brian Keith. So this was an elimination style match, and I have to say, this was an excellent match. Now remember, Samoa Joe, who set the record, or who broke the record as the longest reigning ROH World Television Champion, relinquished the title to focus his sights on the AEW World Championship. So, that's what led to this match, to the build-up for this match. And I have to say, this was quite a phenomenal match. All 6 of these guys looked excellent, and definitely some surprising outcomes with some of these eliminations. Like, this match kept me on my toes. Definitely kept me on my toes. So, let's go through the eliminations in order. So, Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty comes out on fire by getting the first 2 eliminations. He first eliminated Lee Johnson with the Border City Stretch, made him submit. And then he eliminated Dalton Castle, who is a former television champion, suplexed him into a flatliner, pinned him. So that's 2 back-to-back eliminations for Tiger Style Lee Moriarty. But the bounty hunter Brian Keefe puts a stop to that momentum as he takes out Lee Moriarty with a Tiger Driver, pins him for the 1-2-3 to eliminate him. So after a great showing in the pre-show, he gets a big elimination in this match. But then Kyle Fletcher, which shout out to Kyle Fletcher with a whole new look, whole new entrance, all that red, the lightning on his body. I mean, just totally different look. It was amazing. Dude looked like a whole nother character. He takes out the bounty hunter with a hammerlock tombstone pile driver for the 1-2-3. And it came down to the final 2, which were Kyle Fletcher and Commander. And let me tell you, they unloaded all the offense on each other. Especially seeing Kyle Fletcher take 2 back-to-back 450 splashes, one on the apron. Like, this sequence was insane. And then even Kyle Fletcher hitting Commander with a brainbuster on the turnbuckle, and he still kicked out of that. Like, this last half of the match was insane. Like, superiorly insane. But that's what these guys do. That's what they do. After back and forth big moves between Kyle Fletcher and Commander, Kyle Fletcher was able to get the last much needed finisher of a hammerlock tombstone pile driver onto Commander, pinned him for the 1-2-3, and ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Fletcher, one half of Aussie Open, is your new ROH World Television Champion. Did not expect that at all, to be honest with you. But there you have it. New look, new gimmick, new champion. So, hey. And, of course, he is part of the Don Callis family. I just remembered that. So, there's that. But congratulations to Kyle Fletcher. He did great. He did great in this match. Good stuff. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, let's move on to our next title match. This was a pretty solid one. Especially considering I like both of these guys. We had the ROH Pure Championship on the line. As the champion, Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club defends against Filthy Tom Lawler. Now remember, all Pure Championship matches are contested under Pure rules. And this was definitely one of those. A great showdown, a great technical clinic between both of these wrestlers. Of course, you know, Filthy Tom Lawler, former UFC fighter as well. So he's got a wide submission and MMA background. But Wheeler Yuta's been a great champion. I mean, this is his third reign. So ever since he's joined the Blackpool Combat Club, he's been quite a brute force. And this was no different. These two traded submissions, traded a lot of strikes, definitely back and forth. But Wheeler Yuta was able to get the last laugh, which might have been questionable, being that the word is Tom Lawler's foot was on the ropes, but the ref didn't see it. But Wheeler Yuta wrapped him up with a seatbelt clutch for the 1-2-3. And Wheeler Yuta, still your ROH Pure Champion. Now, I know after the match, they had a handshake, and then Wheeler Yuta kicked Tom Lawler downstairs, where the sun don't shine. Proceeded to get ready to beat him down, but then Hook came out to attempt to make the save. And it seemed like Yuta was backing off, but then once Hook was checking on Tom Lawler, bam, Low blow onto Hook. Took him down with a DDT. But it just serves as more build-up, as they are going to have their match soon. Hook and Wheeler Yuta. So that should be good. That should be really good. But yeah, continuing to build that up. Alright, let's move on to the next match. Wait, where's my graphic for that? Oh, here it is. Alright. Next match. We settle a score with this match here. We have a big singles match between former friends / tag team partners, formerly the Pretty Boy Killers. We have Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor. And I must say, these two big behemoths brought their A game in this match. Power, strength, speed, all of the above. And I have to say the best spot of this match had to be the off-the-top turnbuckle avalanche Canadian destroyer that Shane Taylor gave to Keith Lee. I mean, that was nasty. And sold very well from Keith Lee as well. I mean, that had to have been the best spot of that match. But these two went back and forth, definitely showcasing their skills to a high level. It was close. It really could have gone either way, and quite a nice build up to this point. But Keith Lee was able to seal the deal with a Big Bang catastrophe, pinning Shane Taylor for the 1-2-3. The Limitless One. Keith Lee picks up the victory, and a great sign of sportsmanship afterwards, because, I mean, these two know each other for a long time. So, great sign of sportsmanship. And, of course, Shane Taylor's daughters were there, front row, ringside, so that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, great match between these two big behemoths. Alright. Let's go into our next match. This was a big one. Check it out. So, we have this trios match. This was the fight to honor Jay Briscoe. We had the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio Castagnoli, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley taking on FTR and Mark Briscoe. Now, of course, this started off as, a wrestling match. And it seemed to be, back and forth up to the point where this all spilled outside of the ring. And it just got very chaotic. Everybody was beating up each other outside the ring to the point where nobody could beat the count, the 20 count, back to the ring. The referee called for the bell. The announcer was getting ready to announce that this match ends in a double countout. But Mark Briscoe got on the mic and was like, oh, no. This is a fight to honor Jay Briscoe. We're not going to end it this way. No way. So we're going to restart this match, and we're going to make it anything goes. Anything goes. So no DQ, fight without honor. There must be a winner. There must be a winner. So they restarted the match, continued to brawl on the outside, and then that's where we got to see all the weaponry. We had thumbtacks, barbed wire ladder, chairs, a fork. Moxley busted out the fork. Just all sorts of craziness. Like there was even a ladder with barbed wire around it. Like just, oh man. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Handful of folks, Cash Wheeler, Bryan Danielson, Mark Briscoe, a bunch of folks got bloodied up in this match. And What a final exchange between Mark Briscoe and Bryan Danielson. Definitely a big deal. Mark channeled his inner J, channeled his brother, and when it was all said and done, he was able to put away Bryan Danielson with a J driller on a stack of chairs and then pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. FTR, Mark Briscoe are your winners. And I got to give credit to Bryan Danielson for being willing to take the pin in this match. You know, got to give him kudos for that. But yeah. So congratulations to Mark Briscoe, FTR. I know he made Jay Briscoe proud. And yeah, the fight to honor Jay. I felt like that was successful. Alrighty. Now, I don't have a graphic for this other match, but this was the semifinal. The semifinal match came down to a proving ground match between Eddie Kingston and Anthony Henry, one half of the Workhorsemen. Now, of course, if Anthony Henry can survive 10 minutes or win the match, then he gets a shot at the ROH World Championship. Of course, currently held by Eddie Kingston. This was a great match. Like I said, shout out to Anthony Henry. I've met him before. Big fan of him and JD Drake of the Workhorsemen. And, you know, this was definitely hard hitting, you know, trading strike after strike after strike. Anthony Henry got bloodied up a little bit. He was bleeding from the mouth a little bit. But definitely loved the back and forth, the hard hitting styles between both of these competitors. And it was very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. But when it was all said and done, Eddie Kingston was able to get the submission victory. Made Anthony Henry tap out to a stretch plum. And Eddie Kingston with a great hard-fought victory. And yeah. But like I said, this was a proving ground match. So typically, proving ground matches, I mean, it's rare that they end up winning or even a draw. So, not surprised at the outcome. All right. And then your main event of ROH Final Battle 2023. The ladies finished it off, and in a very big way. So, we had the ROH Women's World Championship on the line in the main event. As the champion who has been on a roll and has been undefeated on ROH soil, the fallen goddess Athena, the champion, defends against Space Jesus Billy Starks. Now, shout out to Athena, who came down. I liked her Bane entrance gear. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But both these ladies, they went at it. And even Billy Starks got bloodied up on the outside. You know, cut on her forehead. She got bloodied up. But yeah, they did not hold back on each other. And shout outs to Billy Starks. She came very, very close. And honestly, I thought she was going to pull it off. I really did. I thought she was seriously going to pull it off. Because, I mean, she threw everything at Athena. And like I said, Athena has been on a roll as champion. She has been on a roll. But the fallen goddess continues to show why she is one of the, if not the greatest ROH World Women's Champion. As she was able to tie up Billy Starks in a human knot. I don't know what type of submission that was, but it looked nasty. It looked devastating. It looked painful. All of the above. She slapped that submission on Billy Starks, and it was a wrap. She tried to last as long as she could, but it was a wrap. And then she eventually tapped out. But man, that was a sick submission from Athena. But yeah, Athena's still your ROH Women's World Champion. And, you know, a good sign of sportsmanship afterwards. But to be honest with you, y'all, there is really no telling who will end up dethroning Athena. Something tells me it's not going to be anyone anytime soon. I'm just keeping it real with you. Just keeping it real. But, I don't know. Maybe. But I don't see it. I don't see anybody beating Athena anytime soon. I just don't see it. I don't. But, excellent pay-per-view ROH Final Battle. What a way to close out the year for ROH. Yeah, excellent show. Good matches overall. So, good stuff, Tony Khan. Good stuff. Anyway, that'll do it for this live stream. Like I said, covered quite a lot. There's a lot to look forward to. The year's not quite over yet, you know, but I believe we're going to finish off strong, really strong. But I want to thank everybody for coming through. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream. Don't forget to, you know, for those that missed it, you can check out the archive. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, be sure to check out the link in the description to Game Beauty. And, you know, let me know what y'all thought. How do y'all feel about United Japan Pro Wrestling? Are y'all excited about the upcoming Stardom shows? And how did you like ROH Final Battle? Did you enjoy it? Let me know how y'all feel. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream. For another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the Facebook and on the U to the Tube, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed rest of the weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Y'all take care. Have a good night.